Okay, abusunya be makwaba shonko so ediba Ghana Politics Avenue so abusunya yembonra yensemu aha ene eba be breaki edema mo se Ursula Owusu ni $6 million scandal bia se one enkofo bi illegal and say unauthorized contracts bia course so ankwanko wi pay ya yeba eba be exposing no ha abusunya ene Solomon Owusu say yes sir Ursula Owusu ne contract $6 million contract na say aye katase muemu aso no abusunya yes set up fast track court na ye de prosecute Ursula Owusu na say ono okọ na okọ face jail term abusunya Solomon Owusu ne nsema ode babetu dwa no o se ye jai sa Akroma we mu nyina ma omuguso enenam ha rough enu ntino opese okokọhye eye political bias na chese ye de ejai ne life e de mano Solomon Owusu e de ensem bia ba betu dwa amom yanko na yenkonko ti ensem a ekoso unsubscribe ya subscribe like na sanso share ma afofron so ensa entumi enkabia ha Ghana Politics Avenue. So and don't forget to click on the notification bell so that any update be able to drop biano onso onsa ebe to me akabi medamase.
I've undertaken acts of omission or I may be asked to be responsible for actions under my supervision. So for example, this kind of Oriata case, come in, answer questions. It's a problem. You bring an issue and all that. Is it a show of us as a country being committed or just trying to make efforts to play to the gallery publicly, locally and internationally, that we're tackling corruption?
So we are playing to the gallery. We are not tackling the issues. And I believe that the president's gesture, this action of calling the AttorneyGeneral, the Auditor General, to establish courts to deal with this matter will be the last stop to this playing to the gallery. Other than that, see how we play our politics in this country. I'm happy Adam raised an issue with the Auditor General's report in 2024. Remember last week or last 2 weeks, I raised the issue of Ursula Owusu.
Last week? Last 2 weeks as
well? Last 2 weeks, yes. If you go to page 324 of the Auditor General's report, it is clear that deliberately, the woman deliberately decided not to go for the $6 million. And do you believe for a moment that she would allow the smart Franco to get away with $6 million without her taking part? The moment this matter was raised, the next moment she wants to go in for the general secretary position of the New Patriotic Party, go under the cover of political banner. So that when you begin to go after her, what you then mean is that, because she wants to be the general secretary of a political party,
so he's been
political witch hunt. You see, they think they are so smart. You go to the airport, the scholarship secretariat, someone messes the place up. The next moment, the person finds himself in the Parliament of Ghana under the banner of our political protection. You understand? Ken of Oriata? And I've said time without, how many times did I not say on your studios here that the earlier you people sacked this OSP, he is part of the cabal. It is either this administration has deliberately decided to also shorten the people of this country, that is why they are keeping this OSP, or if they want to show to the people of this country that they mean business, they must get him out. When I was listening to Sremsai, I felt so sad that the Attorney General Department has called for the docket of Mr. Kenoforiata, and the OSP is not forthcoming.
Oh, so yesterday I had Sami Dako, who is the director for strategy. Yes. And he said that they are just working. It's a normal thing. They are no.
Sami Dako must keep quiet. We are serious as a country.
Keep quiet.
If he is collecting salary, he must keep quiet. They do not know the enormity of the problems we are dealing with. Here, as we speak, and here, let me send this message to the Minister of Roads and Highways, together with the Finance Minister. Contractors are dying. My family members who through no fault of theirs have worked, gone to borrow, are now dying. Mr. President, take a critical look at that and begin to pay contractors in this country. Else, you will begin to count corpses, majority of whom are your friends. And they are not being paid because of some of these silly acts. Money is meant for the state. We get them to dissipate it. $6 million. Do you know what he could have done to the economy of this country? And the woman is talking about, she got a nerve to write a long letter to come and tell us how she's going to contest for the position of the General Secretary, position of the New Patriotic Party. The system being soft, being loose. Look, between 2018 to 2024, we have lost 81 billion Ghana cedis. Now, if you are going to take today's rate of, say, on the average 12.5, it means Ghana has lost close to $6.5 billion. But that is not the reality of the day, because each year has its own interest rate, exchange rate. When I did the computation year by year, let's say in the year 2018, we lost 3 billion. Is that not the case? That year, the average interbank rate was 4.8. If you did it systematically or year by year, we had lost close to $10 billion. How much did we go to the IMF to go and borrow?
3 billion.
And even that one, they start getting the payment. Yearly affair. You have to go and describe how your grandmothers were before every year. They will come and give you something.
You are meeting indicators.
And that is describing your grandmother, how your grandmother ate, how you people fed before they even give it to you. Now we have all these monies here, and every year we put camera on civil servants who are happy to tell us how they stole. I mean, I don't want you to be beautifying or glorifying our irregularity. When they want to steal, it's stealing. They have stolen our money.
Obewia
is sika. Obewia is sika. And they are building everywhere. And they say, look, we have set time with that number, the United Party, that let's do only lifestyle audit. It will be enough. And I don't believe that it's complicated.
What do you mean by lifestyle audit? Somebody has his building, has his four-wheel
No,
drive.
we know everybody's salary. That is why the country must be developed, structured in such a way that the system itself will help you to acquire mortgage. If you are doing our things right, you don't need to go and steal money from the state to build, and that you can go and assess mortgage. That's what is done in any civilized economy. If you want to buy a car, you should be able to go to your bank, and your bank will grant you a loan because you are working, and at the end of every month, then it is deducted from source. What the system we have created here is that you have to go and steal to go and buy. So it also calls for the reforms in our systems, how we structure economy in such a way that there will be advances to public servants. But there is no doubt that the public servants in this country are stealing from us. Zato raised an issue. It's very important that when you send someone somewhere, every day directors or people in charge of postings, they are under pressure. When you send this person to this department, say, no, I'm not going. Why? Because there is no money. Hey, have you put anybody there to go and steal? No, even national service. I remember my time when we were going to do national service. A friend of mine.
When did you do national service?
I did my national service at KMA. I was at the development control.
Kumasi.
Yes, I was at
Are you big Kizai guy?
Yeah, of course. I went to KMA. I said this morning, Adam has created a lot of problems for me.
That's why you people
Mauli
name
is the
the
best
party,
school. You see,
United
the president of the Old Boys Association of Prempeh College is on my neck. Why would I allow this thing to pass? That Mauli is better than Prempeh College. What I told you right now is that he went to a secondary school. I went to a college. So
and I went to a junior seminary. I went to a school. I went to a junior seminary.
You went to a school. I went to a college. And Saturday I can't come because we are commissioning a 4-unit bedroom. Look, old boys of my year group.
United Party is commissioning.
No, it's an old boy. United Party will do better things. If we were in power by now, these people who have stolen this money, they will be working by now. By now, they will be on their way to the independence.
By this time, you would have been questioning the OSP on Ken Oforiatta.
We would have sacked him. He has no business being there.
He has to be sacked?
The office itself was created somewhere 2018. Is that not the case? Now, one of his mandate is to go to investigate corruption and corruption-related offenses, and then make sure he retrieves funds meant for the state to us. Is that not the case? Ever since his office was established, we have expended close to 1 billion Ghana cedis. He uses bulletproof.
No, he applied for it. I'm not sure they bought it for him.
Which one is he using now? Go to the offices and go and see the luxurious cars they are doing. How much has he been able to retrieve for the state? How much? Tell me ever since he came. You tell me.
You are making claims, so you are claiming that he all the cases he started, he hasn't come.
Let me tell you, if you want
he hasn't complete.
But how can he be appointed by Kenofo Nana Akuffo, sworn into office by Nana Akuffo, sworn to Nana Akuffo, promised to Nana Akuffo, you think you? That is why Nana Akuffo can go and stand somewhere and tell you that Abane go here, because he knows the men are there. to protect his interest.
You're making claims that his position.
I am telling you the reality of the day. I have said time without number that it will not be in the interest of this administration and the Ghanaian populace. Our democracy risk dying if something monumental does not happen to the corruption that we witnessed in the last administration. A critical case alone, we are only dealing with the Ministry of Communication. Because of this matter, Smart Franco, last 2 weeks, Parliament, your committee, they were supposed to meet the Communications Ministry. I hardly go to Parliament. I stopped everything that I was going to do to go to Parliament, only to be told when I got to Parliament that theirs have been deferred. When is it going to reappear? They don't know. I said, Jesus Christ. I want to listen and for the information of those at NITA. If anybody wants to shorten this country, I have my documents.
NITA?
Nobody born of a woman must try to shield anybody because pure TV has taken place.
What happened at NITA?
Because NITA,
allegedly,
the e-government data, the data house, they gave it to that company. In fact, that company is owned by our brother from Nigeria. No problem about that. It's ECOWAS. I don't have a problem. But one company called Asen Digital, came to this country and opened 3 special purpose vehicle companies: Kenny GVG, Smart Franco, and Next Generation. Kenny GVG, he took them to NCA. And they gave them that whooping contract, that juicy contract, that roll. If they gave you that contract, I'm not sure this morning I'm sitting here. At least. They gave it to Kenny GVG. My senior coursemate, Franklin Kujo, has been fighting on this severally. Sometimes he wants to get high blood pressure. I said, Franklin, take it easy. This country, if you don't take it, they will kill you young. Because we know the truth, but speaking the truth is bitter. From there, he came to NITA and took this contract for them. They are supposed to pay 5 years. The first year is $2 million. Successive years, $1 million, deliberately.
Is it?
And 33 to look, you can even read for them this year. Non-payment of yearly advance, $6 million. And the person that supervised this Ursula is running route. Nobody wants to touch her. Because we have created a situation. Look, the people in Isawam, we are not better than them.
Do you think the courts will resolve some of these?
They have to. They ought to. If they are not corrupt, they ought to resolve these matters. And it is in the interest. Look, the other time I was telling you about the ordeal of a circuit court judge. I've forgotten her name. She wrote a very beautiful piece. When I read the piece,
you were moved.
I shed tears. That, I mean, sometimes when she's going to work, she has to sit on Okada. The office that she says there's nothing to write home about. We need these monies to
Second court judge?
Second court judge. A beautiful woman. How many of them will do that? That she doesn't even have any protection, security. That you go and do this enterprise, you are jailing people, you are doing all this, and you are exposed to the public. She's not being attended to because this money, the money that is supposed to be used to better her lot, has been taken by these people who are always on TV giving us beautiful nonsense. They explain things, and you are like, hey, if Ghana was your company, was that the way you were going to use the resources in the country? So I believe that the call by the president to establish fast-track court deal with this matter is good, but it is the implementation.
Specialized courts.
Whether or not those that the president met with the president. You see, the president may have very good intentions. He means to deal with the issues. But the president cannot be the Alpha and Omega, be omnipotent everywhere. He would delegate. And it is the delegation that always brings these problems. Let us take this country at heart. Let us see it as our own business, and that whether or not we will survive depends on all of us. And that if we mean business, if you want to deal with the millions of contractors who are dying in their homes because they are not being paid, then the root cause is the leakages and the slippages happening with our public sector. And that once we seal them, there will be enough money in the system to deal with the matters.
Adam, across the table, or just around the table, there's the agreement that the president has the commitment.
Yes.
You link that to oral. And then now we have this with AG, OSP, Ken Oferiatta, all these disagreements.
Just to give you...
How do we resolve that?
Roland, just to give you
an overview
and our cherished viewers an overview. between 2020 to 2024, let me give you year-on-year comparative analysis of how much was lost to corruption as reported by the Auditor General. In 2020, we lost over 12.8 billion. 2021, 17.4 billion, meaning it increased. 2022, 15.1 billion. 2023, 8.7 billion. 2024, 18.4 billion.
That was election year.
Election year. 18.4. And
The
when you
18th,
look at the
18th
breakdown,
election year.
and I have here a graphical representation
And check
of
2022.
the irregularities.
12 billion.
12 billion. So you check the election.
So the
year.
next one, 2021.
2021,
Then increase to 17 billion.
2021 is 17.4 billion. Is here. 2022, 15.1 billion. 2023, 8.7. And 2024,
18.
18.4. And I have a
Election
graphical
2024.
representation.
Just last year.
Just last year. I have the graphical representation of the irregularities. The ones that came in terms of contract sums and all of that. Roland, as a country, we need to do something about corruption. We need to. Because it is what will consume all of us, consume the entire state, consume our democracy. Like you said, we are before the IMF. How much are we even asking for?
3 billion.
3 billion. Look at the challenges that we have across sectors. Non-payment of salaries to people that have been employed. What is the problem? Previous government employed them because they didn't have money to pay them. They promised them, left them on the payroll, and government has now given clearance before we are going to pay them. But how much is it as compared to what we are losing? People must be made to face the wrath of the Ghanaian people when it comes to issues of corruption. To a large extent, I agree with Doc on the fact that maybe the ministers should not be appearing before the committee. But currently, that is what the standing orders are, because it is the ministry you are inviting. So when you invite the ministry, they will bring.
They have to come.
That's what I'm saying. That
because they bear the oversight responsibility.
I'm giving you a point.
Yes.
So they will come with the agency. So, for example, when Dr. Mark Oliver Kevo, the head of NITA,
Yes.
appeared before us,
Yes.
and was answering the questions, at the time the infractions happened, and I
was
want to
not
place on record, he was not the one in charge, but he was answering for the institution. So tomorrow, if TV3 is invited to answer for something that happened 20 years ago on the morning show, you may not be the one on the show at the time, but you are representing the institution. So when Dr. Kevo came and gave us insights into what had happened, some people who probably, for want of better word, did not understand what happened, thought that it happened under his tenure. But he was appointed only a few months ago. Those who were in charge, maybe what we should be advocating for
coming to the committee.
is that if you were the one in charge at the time the thing happened,
and even you're not in office,
and you are no more in
Yes.
office, you should be the one.
Absolutely.
So, for example, instead of Honorable Sam George, it should have been Owusu sitting
Absolutely.
there. It should have been the head of NITA under the NPP sitting there to defend or to speak.
Or even Kenoforiata being brought
But
to
yes,
the
and
jurisdiction.
So all these issues, like I'm saying, all of us, as I sit here today, I'm a member of parliament. I want to see an OSP that is working, but unfortunately, Roland, it appears as though the OSP is playing games. I asked a simple question. They should come out and tell us. I know they are watching. That which successful prosecution since its establishment, and like he said, Solo said, look at the amount of money that has been allocated to that office. They have staff that are being paid. How many people have they prosecuted? What have they retrieved? Even Public Accounts Committee, I can give you a number of cases where we have retrieved money for the state, even though we are not prosecutors. Public account, we have retrieved money for the state. And the OSP, Special Purpose Vehicle, set up to fast-track prosecutions, has been extremely slow, crawling when it comes to prosecutions. But like I said on your show the other day, I have confidence in the AG.
And the OSP.
I have confidence in the AG. I cannot speak for the OSP. I have confidence in Dr. Ayini and his team. And I know the cases they are dealing with now, Ghanaians will get justice. Justice in terms of getting people to return what they looted and people being punished for crimes against the state.
Okay. Zato, how do we link this?
Okay, abusia we ne ensema ekoso our political highway so Solomon Owusu and I yet nka se odesa ensem no ede tudwa ede amaya enye asem keto akra unsubscribe ya subscribe like na san so share ma afofron so ensa entumi enka bia ha Ghana Politics Avenue. So and don't forget to click on the notification bell send be any update be drop bia no won so won sa ebetumi aka medamase.